Death in medieval Japan wasn't just about dying. It was about sending a message, about honor, about fear. Today you'll witness the 8 cruelest samurai deaths ever recorded. Some were betrayals, others were rituals, and one was so horrifying, it left bloodstains that never disappeared. I'm warning you now, these stories are not for the faint of heart. Let's begin. Death number 1, the messenger's crucifixion. They said he was only a messenger, unarmed, silent. But his death would echo across the battlefield forever. In medieval Japan, a samurai messenger carried more than words. He carried honor, and sometimes secrets meant to die with him. This man rode alone through enemy land, carrying a message that could change the fate of an entire clan. But someone was waiting. He was captured before sunrise. No trial, no mercy. They tied his arms wide, stretched his body against rough wood, and raised him high for all to see. Crucifixion was rare among samurai, used only when death needed to send a message of fear. For hours the messenger remained alive. Blood ran slowly down the wood. His breath grew shallow. Yet he said nothing. Then came the final cruelty. A warrior stepped forward. Not an enemy, but a man wearing familiar armor. A former ally. Without a word, he lifted his spear and drove it straight through the messenger's side. Not to end the pain quickly, but to make sure the truth would never be spoken. The body was left hanging. The message was never delivered, and betrayal won that day. But this was only the beginning. Death number 2, mystery in the frozen rice field. Winter had already claimed the land. The rice fields were silent, flat, white with ice. A lone samurai was sent to cross them before dawn. No witnesses, no escort, just frozen ground stretching for miles. Villagers later said they saw him walking calmly across the field, until he suddenly stopped. No scream, no struggle. When his body was found, it was half buried beneath the ice, standing upright, as if the earth itself had swallowed him. There were no wounds, no blood, no broken armor, only fear. Some believed the ice collapsed beneath his feet. Others whispered something far worse. They said the field was a trap, that enemies had flooded it days before, waiting for the cold to seal the surface like glass. One wrong step, and the ice would break silently beneath him. The samurai didn't drown quickly. The freezing water locked his body in place. His legs trapped, his armor dragging him down. By the time help arrived, the field had already frozen again. To this day, no one knows if it was an accident or an execution made to look like nature itself. But the next death was no mystery. It was public, brutal, and designed to be remembered. Death number 3, the silent duel of wooden oars. The river was calm, too calm. At dawn, 2 boats drifted toward the center. No drums, no banners, only the sound of water touching wood. 2 samurai stood facing each other. No swords, no armor, only wooden oars in their hands. This duel was forbidden. No witnesses were allowed to speak of it. No records were written. They say the fight began without a signal. The oars struck like thunder, wood against bone. Each blow meant to cripple, not kill. One warrior slipped, just for a moment. The other didn't hesitate. He drove the oar into his rival's chest. Again and again. The river swallowed the sound. The body fell into the water without a splash. By the time the boats returned, only one man stood. The winner never spoke of the duel, never celebrated, never explained. Weeks later, his boat was found drifting alone. Blood on the wood, no body. Some say the river demanded balance. Others believe the duel never truly ended. But the next samurai didn't face one enemy. He faced hundreds, and his death defied all logic. Death number 4, invisible arrows, the death that never fell. The battlefield was silent after the fight. Smoke drifted slowly through the air. Bodies covered the ground. And then they saw him. A samurai still standing. His armor was torn. His sword was planted in the dirt. But he did not move. He did not fall. At first they thought he was alive. Then they stepped closer. Dozens of arrows pierced his body. Some buried deep in his chest. Others through his arms and neck. Not one arrow had knocked him down. He died standing, held upright by the weapons meant to kill him. No one knew when the final breath left his body. Minutes passed, maybe hours. The archers never realized they had killed him. They only stopped shooting when their arrows were gone. Even in death, he refused to fall. But the next samurai was not killed by weapons or enemies. He was killed by drowning. And the way they found him haunts fishermen to this day. Death number 5, the body found on the submerged anchor. The sea was calm that morning, too calm for a battlefield. Fishermen were the first to see it. Something tangled beneath the water, not drifting, not moving. When they pulled it up, the rope was tight, heavy. A samurai's body surfaced slowly from the depths. His armor was still on, his hands bound, and tied to a ship's anchor. There were no wounds, no signs of struggle, only the weight. Some believed he was executed at sea. Others whispered he was punished for betrayal, forced to sink alive into darkness. What haunted them most was the anchor itself. It was lowered gently, not thrown, meaning the samurai was alive when the rope went tight. No one claimed responsibility. No clan spoke his name, and the ocean kept the rest. But the next death didn't happen in silence. It happened in a place meant for peace, and it was the ultimate betrayal. Death number 6, fatal betrayal during the unarmed bath. The bathhouse was supposed to be safe. No armor, no weapons, only steam and silence. The samurai entered alone, his sword left outside, his guard lowered. The water was warm, the room filled with mist. He never heard the door open. A shadow moved behind the steam, soft footsteps on wet wood. By the time he turned, it was too late. A blade cut through the water. Blood spread instantly, turning the bath dark. The attack was quick, professional, personal. The killer didn't run, didn't speak, only bowed and disappeared. Death number 7, the ginkgo tree and the murder never explained. The ginkgo tree stood alone in the courtyard, ancient, silent, watching everything. At dawn, they found him beneath it, a high-ranking samurai, kneeling, perfectly still. At first, no one saw the wound. Then they noticed the blood at the roots, a single cut across his neck, so clean it looked ceremonial. There were no footprints, no broken branches, no signs of a fight. Guards had been posted all night. None reported seeing anyone enter or leave. Some believed the killer hid in the tree itself, waiting for hours, not breathing, not moving. Others said the samurai was summoned there by someone he trusted, someone who never came forward. The ginkgo still stands, and no one sleeps near it. But the final death is the cruelest of all, because the last samurai didn't just die, he was erased. This is the end. Death number 8, the forbidden ritual of the blood-stained ceiling. This death was never meant to be seen, never meant to be remembered. It happened inside a sealed room, hidden above a wooden ceiling. The samurai entered alone, by order, not by choice. What followed was a ritual so forbidden it was erased from official records. He was forced to kneel. No witnesses below, no mercy above. When the blade cut deep, blood sprayed upward, soaking into the wooden boards of the ceiling. They say his screams were swallowed by incense and chanting, that the ritual demanded suffering, not honor. When it was over, the body was removed, burnt, forgotten. But the ceiling remained. Dark stains slowly appeared through the wood. No matter how many times they tried to clean it, the blood always returned. Today, those ceilings still exist, hidden in old temples. They call them blood ceilings, a reminder that some samurai deaths were so cruel they couldn't be buried. Conclusion. And these were the 8 cruelest medieval samurai deaths of all time. But history hides many more, and some of them are still waiting to be told. If you're ready to hear them, subscribe to this channel, because the past is darker than you think, and some stories refuse to stay silent.